And it's another glorious afternoon. Actually, it's kind of decrepit and depressing as usual. But hey, what else is there to accomplish then? Waste some time and, I've got to entertain the celebrities to prove how special they are for the media to hang on their every word and follow them around and stalk when I've been kidnapped for literally, I've been trying to escape writing letters to the media in different places since 2005, 2006. And tens of thousands of emails with lots of evidence as to like something's really strange here. What's going on? And got nowhere. So hopefully I'm entertaining. And then it's also gotten to be, I've been driven so furious mad that I probably have, they want to be able to go back and criticize and the longer they wait, the worse it gets because of the dawning age. So they're going to use the rising sun against me because they hijacked Armageddon and they've split it open in their mind. So, there's several points of issues I'm trying to make. I know this is a big waste of time, but I have zero other resources to accomplish anything with. It's just blatant, literal, blacklisted censorship, boycotted, kidnapping, and nothing else I can really accomplish. Hopefully history will justify my plight by proving a lot of my theories just. And then there's also the egoist issue that rises from furious. I'm trying to, and I know it's revenge. See, I think it goes back to my aunt, who is my grandfather's daughter, who is more powerful than me in the wizard world, I guess. Well, it goes back to this rank scam thing. And they use our generations against us because we are exposed and vulnerable and we allow it to be happening. So she is a lifelong teacher. And so every teacher matters more than me. They're all ranked a level higher. Every teacher is higher ranked than me. And so they do not forgive because she's her Jewish blood. So they do not forgive me. So even though I went 7 semesters and made a 3.5 or above with 18 or 9 hours to prove my academic, they're making me pay by ignoring my lessons and then therefore playing the same role. But the problem is, there's literally bank robbery scams going on. I used to go out and go 4-wheeling or ride, hunting or fishing or things like that. They do it a lot much more than me. Like I once killed a rabbit. Oh no. And that's sacrilege. I'm not allowed to kill anything. I pay extreme for everything. So that's probably why you got into this Kendall Jones, Texas cheerleader, who killed the lions and the bears and the big cats and all that to prove that's Annie get your gun, typical. Plus it also proves it's bullet pride. So, and they did kidnap my sister using that cult as a brainwashing tool. Let me try that a little bit there. So yeah, the cult of the brainwashing tool, as far as brainwash my sister. Not the cheerleading was the one division. JV, me, golf, didn't make the varsity golf team. Praise Almighty, Coach Rick who cut me. But I did work all summer. That's the horrible thing. I was actually working in a place delivering food and all summer, so didn't play golf at all. I had 1 week to practice and practiced for like 5 or 6 or 7 days and didn't make the team. Oh well. Then I started getting. Yeah, but I paid for that with my life. That was a billion dollar me getting cut. That's the crazy part about it. That's the real wacko, 10 cup sort of mentality. So yeah. Let me go back to where I was. So yeah, this pride that is exuding from my enthusiasm is really not really enthusiasm, it's infuriation from being captive and just trying to, I don't know, be a part of, and it's true. I mean, I have been brainwashed. And most people, I am just pathetic and mentally weak because I have been tortured by myself for so long. That was the purpose. They wanted to make me mentally weak. They wanted to be able to prove they were so much stronger than me. That's what the kidnappers have been doing for decades of torture. Actually, my entire life, I was desecrated to be weak. And it's gotten worse and worse and worse. Well, you had all these people that basically, they shot me and let me bleed and then threw me out and locked me out and won't let me back in. Then I get attacked by another group and another group, and then I'm just passed around. So I was getting shot or stabbed, speared, and attacked by all of these groups. Then they throw me out, steal my wallet, so I'm reverent to Jesus, and locked out and having to fight. That's the dungeon master paying for the Matrix game, Tron Game Boys that I pay for, and I'm not allowed to anything, and basically. And so then I have to try and create this survival. Eye of the Tiger Survivor, which was the first concert I ever did see, was a Survivor. So, the joke in that is, once again, permanent marks, they matter to me, whereas it's the total opposite. It's opposite world. Permanent marks should not matter to me, but I am forced to make them matter to me by my Spalding volleyball basketball bubble, to where the dungeon master kidnappers can make the permanent marks matter. Whereas most people, they don't matter. But they matter to me because I pay billions and billions and billions of dollars. That's that ego sounding again, but I'm actually just trying to reiterate the point, make the point as far as, because it's so infuriating. I mean, this is like 100+ videos that I've got online. I've sent out tens of thousands of emails and I can get nothing. I've made phone calls. I can't get anywhere. I can't social network. I have an inability to accomplish anything feasible or tangible. So I basically, this is my attempt to. So yeah, okay. We've got the debt lion degeneration, and they use the science. But what they've done with that, as far as being the agriculture side of it, the aristocracy or the hierarchy, the blood side of the A&M, versus the mechanical side, which they're trying to claim with the tigers, but in actuality, tigers that's where they flipped it up also. We're talking mechanical tigers or something like that in the grand scheme of things. So they've taken the egg and they've utilized it through the symbiosis blood doping, genetic modified organisms. And then they've created these mutants, which are then deemed mechanical because they are not man-made. Because if there's any degree of bionics to it, that's the logic that's being done. That's a poor logic to use, but that's once again going back to the whole monotheism, Gilligan's Island trap that they're setting. That's how they're poaching. So you've got the A is then distributed into the mechanicals. So then you've got the Transformers that are part of it, the Terminators, which are part of it. Then you've also got the Predators and the Aliens. And these are all, and the Aliens to a degree could be part of the agriculture side of it, except unless they are utilized in the GMO process. It's the GMO process that transforms the A to the M, and they're not making up, and it's the vast expansive valuation, overinflated valuations, the gaps, the filler, as you would, the breadcrumb filler to the gaps that are having the problem. So yeah, the hypergravity. Oh, I can't lift the fork. I made notes all day of things I want to talk about, and I forget what they mean half the time. So yeah, the Armstrong. I'm too weak, of course, always. I can't. I'm too weak to lift one of these heavy-duty forks over here because I'm just too weak. These guys are too big and strong, and I'm so puny and small. Smurf revenge. The death penalty perishables. So yeah, I'm too weak to lift the fork, and anything I do eat is turned to poison by the magic wizard, dungeon masters, who can determine. See, it's really easy for these bubble dungeon masters, and I'm such a contained. I am living on literally dollars, like few dollars. I do not, and then obviously there are lots of people aware of the scenario. And I don't know the degrees of it as to what they're trying to, and this has been going on a long time. So, like, the joke in Aspen was at a place called Taster's Pizza. And I think it was reciprocity to the New York pizza, the guy was from LSU. So, Taster's Pizza was basically, that's the Hunger Games. So, it's total opposite. I am actually poisoned. So rather than, the joke was the king used to have people tasting their food for poison. In actuality, I get fed the worst of the worst, and so I am poisoned to make me so weak that I can't lift the fork. Then then somebody else has to come in and eat for me, and they get paid. It's all about, it's the body mass index also. Body mass index is a big deal, especially when they tie it into the BMI Inc. There's all sorts of things tied in. So the body mass index of English pounds. And then the valuation is then subdivided to where I actually weigh like 6 pence or something like that. Very puny, little bitty miniature, as you would. Because they're gambling on that. They're rolling the bones, and I happen to provide the cash to back it. Well, it's like in a casino, you get plastic chips that are all different variations. But instead, they make me, that's the logic math they're using. 1x equals a bunch of different variables. They just get stacks of chips. And so that's the variation that's used. So yeah, the seafood, handicap, mud seafood, as you would, creating the oceans or whatever it is justification. There is all sorts of, they fight to keep me on the pitch, basically, to where I am paying, and I'm so uncruel. I'm such an asshole, so undesirable, so anti-magnetic, anti-matter is actually what they're using, repulsive. So I am the representative beauty shop by being tortured, repulsive, by making me have to escape for so long, it turns me repulsive. So then, therefore, the replacements, representatives, are then therefore deemed desirable. And it does the dirty work because then that's another reason they wasted. I've been rejected for so long is to change, it mutates the logic. Oh, it's like this Mont Blanc pen. I once had a Mont Blanc pen as a gift, and I used to carry it around. And it got either stolen or I lost it. I think I was in the bayou, actually, which is where Sex, Lies, and Videotapes was filmed, which won the cat. That's probably what happened. That's the justice, because it goes back to when Sex, Lies, and Videotapes was an alarm to wake up, but they decided to hit the snooze button and party. So they did not. I never woke up. They buried me deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. So the Mont Blanc pen, which Mont Blanc, this probably also goes back to LeBlanc, Matt LeBlanc, and Jeff LeBlanc, who was affiliated with the Exxon unions. So yeah, I either lost or got my Mont Blanc pin stolen. So I've never been able to. Well, with the one exception, I did make some mistakes when I was working at Ben and Jerry's. I just kept. I should have bought a few things, but I never did. I should have bought a good watch. I should have bought an Omega watch. That's my fault. I should have bought a good wallet, a few pieces of nice things in order to try to utilize, but I was not that smart. That's my mistake. So I did have that opportunity, but then I ended up I saved up like $6,000 or $7,000 and spent every dime of it trying to escape kidnapping and trying to grow even bigger, and then fell back into the rut of mediocrity, as you would. So it's like the community chest of voodoo shakedown. One of the reasons I live out of suitcases, and I honestly think this goes back to the real. We used to there in the rules of you can only carry the reality of carrying a certain amount of stuff. So I am relegated by the dungeon master kidnapper Bubble Boy, the Matrix, as you would, that I can only carry a certain amount of things. And if it's out of my league, then they figure a way to take it away from me. And they've done that before on many, many occasions. And I mean, literally, when you go completely dead broke and just go splat, which has happened to me on many occasions. I mean, it's very difficult to act rationally. And then they were trying to teach, because I did not act in a good capacity of being just total zero splat, then they had to reteach it to make me better. So I wasted years being taught how to react to the dead broke zero splat. But I can only carry a few things. I can't carry big things, even books. And now but they use the community. That's why the Mad Caldwell Cauldron is their savior for screwing me, because they get all the magic and they transfer it out of me and into my cousin or niece, and through that, and then they use debt and the law as the method to amplify it. So yeah, anything I have, if I have books or anything like that. Books are heavy. They're hard to carry around if you're dragging around luggage and you have to sleep on a bench. That sort of mentality. So that's why they're constantly pulling strings. My family is not very smart. I've warned them. They do not care. They don't believe. They're not very smart. So they allow the mob, the outsiders, to pull strings. It's like the Louis Marx toys, Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Or it's even gotten more advanced than that. It's like Real Steel, which was basically like Rock'em Sock'em Robots with Hugh Jackman, Wolverine. And I did have, like I said before, a comic book collection that I sold parts of it for them. I think I was dead broke, but I think I traded it for some baseball cards. But there was a Wolverine 1, 2, 3 from like 19. So I got this online just recently. Wolverine #1, the reissue, even a Cornell guy. So that's how they operated the Real Steel, because then he goes back to the Mont Blanc pin thing. This community voodoo toy chest, the toy, as you would. Anything, see, if I had a castle, first of all, I would not throw anything away. I wouldn't, and I'm forced to collect cheap baubles just to try and defend myself from the voodoo. So I have to try to play into this, like crystals and cheap baubles and voodoo and things like that, to try to protect myself or to escape or to give myself more energy, even though it doesn't work for me for some odd reason. It's just, some people it works for, some people it doesn't. I always get the worst case scenario mentality. So yeah, this Mont Blanc pen, then, $150 pen could be worth billions of dollars. Or I sold 1, 2, and 3 Wolverines for like $50 back This was even before, and it was a bad move on my part. But then they make me pay for the being a bad move. Because I think I bought some baseball cards. I was really into baseball back in the day. And I sold some Wolverine comics, which if you look at it, is a huge flop. And even though it was monetarily, I didn't really lose a lot. Because I could go online right now and buy the Wolverine comics I sold for like $75. I've got one on my Amazon shopping list, the ones I sold, which I will never be able to afford, probably. A $75 comic book, way out of my price range. So it's the replacements. Then there you go back to this, the beauty shop for the replacements, because showing the power of replacements by trying to collect back the things that I lost or picked from my dead corpse throughout life, if that makes any sense. So the community chest of voodoo, everything I discard is thrown into this power equation. And that's why you've got it's why I am not allowed in the state or to protect myself. And we're talking about billions of dollars of value. And I'm not trying to be egotistical, I'm being realistic. When the fact that because I am a hostage, I am making penthouse VIP keys for the St. Louis King with the St. Louis King of France rank, which are then turned into. So other people are using me to make billions and billions of dollars that I am not allowed to use. That's where I get into the valuations, because other people are using me. So then I could then in turn have made other people who then would be part of my corporate organization or my estate organization. But I'm not allowed to because they are independent proud and they do not like masters. Be like Mike, the whole BLM, be like Mike sort of mentality. It keeps me tame, and there's these BLM, they're huge gamblers as far as. Once again, it goes back to this definition of intent. In this password-driven world, initials matter. So you've got BLM, that equals BLM as far as different interpretations. But and then it goes into, all it is access to the matrix. And once you're in the matrix, it's like a casino. Some people have a bigger advantage within the casino, and I don't mean the actual casino, I mean within life itself, and can get things done because they have a higher rank, they have more witchcraft power or wizard power. Oh yeah, the Polo Bridge, they feed me, so I got to pay for the poor by being Reverent. And then the wizard power, my donation makes the wizardry more powerful. So that's part of the bribe, as you would. Yeah, the GMO, I already went over the GMO manipulation. Yeah, I have no problem with Christianity at all. My problem is the Good Samaritan is going to be a lesson that is very well taught. My godson being named Sam. And there are 0 Good Samaritans in this whole group. I've gotten 0 help as far as an inability to get anything done. And so therefore, and I am trying to play a lot of different hands here because it is a huge estate. First of all, trying to manage Louisiana. And then second of all, trying to manage parts of Europe and Latin America. So and then what happens is I've got to be reverent to the political machine. They do not want me to be more powerful than them, but they will not let me leave. They will not let me leave, but they will not let me grow any bigger. That's the conundrum of me, my inability. So they won't let me go to Latin America. They won't let me go to Europe because they rely on bleeding me dry. They want my contributions to the system, to the energy grid, but they won't let me grow any bigger. That's the crazy part about it. Doesn't make any sense at all. So yeah, then the Jesus freaks, free key, KY, free key, lube. That's what it's all about. Lube and skirts, spreading legs, shucking oysters. That's what it means. And then to poison me to pay for the party, and then, but I am unable to participate because I have to be reverent to the most puritanical. And I'm not even talking about participating. I'm more talking about let me control the cost. The cost of this party are astronomical. The food they are eating is astronomical. The drinks are astronomical. Then they give these free swag bags of Louis Vuitton luxury goods to go out and, for this scavenger hunt games. Astronomical. They will not even let me in the door to try to manage this whole place. They won't let me manage it. That's what my degree is in. But since I cannot pay off my degree, the outsiders are managing it for me, and basically it's just Mardi Gras. They're giving it all away because they do not have a vested stake in it. So we're talking about the cost of one college degree as correlating to billions and billions and a no-limit credit card that they don't think they'll ever have to pay back. And then they're trying to figure out scams to make this whole Jesus saves, forgives things enacted by being too big to fail. It's crazy logic. Just build a brick. Washington Wizards sort of mentality. And it's gotten so dangerous. Crazy that they're trying to prove themselves untouchable. These wrongs as you would. So,